Wouldn't you say the solution is to get rid of religion completely?
Impossible.
Well, but wouldn't you say to make it a matter inside a home rather than to bash one religion completely? When you breed hate, that's all you do is you breed more hate. When you wage war, you wage more war. So by hating against one religion, all you're doing is creating more hate against all religion. You can go back. You can go back as
People hate each other without religion, though. That's the problem.
Of course, but religion gives them a basis to hate each other.
You can have not ours.
Oh, come on.
What have I done?
Do you know what the Crusades are?
Yeah. Where does it say to do that in the Bible? People do things on their own volition. That doesn't mean they did it permissibly.
But here's the thing: you have a religion, you have a worldview.
I don't have a religion.
Well, let's define religion.
I have a worldview, but I don't have a religion.
That's your religio. That's where the word religion comes from. It's what binds you.
Okay, but I'm not under a certain name as a Christian. Or...
No, but here's the thing: on what basis should we follow what you're presenting now?
I'm not. That if you go, there's no difference between gang banging and religion. It's the same.
Okay, but on what basis should we follow what you're presenting? Why should we listen to what you have to say?
Because it cancels out this.
But what
makes it harder to do this? If you know, people are always going to break the law, but if you make it a world law, or at least in a state law, that you can't celebrate your religion in public, I feel like it would cancel a lot out.
So you would prefer communism?
If that's what you want to call it.
Russia, baby.
Well, ultimately, have you seen how destructive?
Is this working?
Have you studied Pol Pot, Mussolini, Communist China, Stalin? No. This is the worldview that says religion is a cancer and we should eliminate all religion. More deaths, more murders, more atrocities have been done in the name of atheism than anything else.
120 million.
There you have it.
But it's not more than anything else. 270 million under the name of Islam since Mohammed.
Can't beat Islam.
270 million. That's it.
So there you have it. So here's the thing.
Who are these atheist numbers? What are these?
Communism is 110 to 120 million. Mostly their own people, eliminating the opposition.
See, here's the thing. It's not... The question is this. What worldview allows for a civilized culture to prosper, to flourish, to have progress? Islam is the only one that stunts the progress of humanity.
I'm not arguing your
well, so does Buddhism, or Hinduism.
I just believe that if you're going to bash one is to bash all of them.
No, I do. I'm an equal opportunity basher.
They're all, but they're all the same. I mean,
well, no. See, that's where
Christians
I would disagree.
are no different than Muslims.
No, that's not true. That's not true. The golden rule comes from Christianity. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Like the Crusades, guys.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the Crusades. Come on over.
Listen, you're doing all the talking.
Well, hold on. I like the Crusades. That's a very good example. Let's look at the Crusades.
I can talk about the Crusades.
Okay.
Can I ask a couple of questions?
Before we talk, can I just add one point?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was ready after this guy.
It's really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to, if you go by the ideology of those women that were over here before, you can't just stand by. There's a quote: "Evil is allowed to persist when good men do nothing." And you
William
can't.
Burke.
So you could preach about love and do the whole hippie thing, the whole hippie lifestyle. You know, hey man, love bro. You know, just they want to kill people, just let them, man. You know, just all that stuff. You can't. Yes. Okay. That's not how it works though. Because I mean, like you say, like with Abraham Lincoln, if he had just stood by and not judged, all the people who owned slaves, then slavery would still exist. So he stopped slavery. You could say that there's a lot of people who you can't just. It's not about judging. It's about going out and doing positivity, doing things, and you can't just sit back and let bad things happen. And that's just reality.
Absolutely.
I've been waiting for So first of all, I'd actually like to say that you are actually quite brave for sitting out here and doing this, and I applaud you for one reason. The thing that you're doing really well is you're creating an interesting dialogue between people of different opinions, and that is often hard to do, and I see that you're putting yourself at risk for that. But I would like to ask you, is bloodshed in the name of Christ just bloodshed?
No, it's a sin.
It is sin. So Christians have shed blood in the name of Christ, and that is a sin.
Unjustly at times, yes.
At
Unfortunately.
times, or is it always just, or is it
No, because
sometimes just?
killing is not always unjust. There are
Killing is
times.
not
There
always
is a time to
unjust.
kill.
And when is the time to kill?
Well, if somebody comes to my house and they intend harm to my family,
Right.
I'm going to use my pistola to make sure it doesn't happen.
So if Americans go to the Arab world and cause harm to the Arab world and are therefore retaliated against, is that unjust? Is that unjust?
Not if it's an unjust invasion.
So you believe that all of the invasions and all of the activity that America has taken in the Middle East is just? I'm just curious.
We have a long history there, so some things are justifiable, some things are not. But here's a question I would present:
Yep.
Are our military forces in other parts of the world there by force, or do their own governments allow us and want us to be there?
I think it goes both ways, depending on.
No, name one government in the world that doesn't want U.S. troops there that has U.S. troops there.
I think a lot of governments in the
Name
world.
one government that is an authority there that doesn't want us there and we're there by force.
Well, in a lot of cases, like if you look historically, put it this way, you're far more learned on the history of the world.
But I'm just saying
religions
because
than
it
me,
always
so I'll
comes
give you-
down
hang
to
on.
attacking the United States.
I'm not attacking anyone.
And it's
I'm
like,
asking
look,
questions.
these governments, I'm not saying everything that is happening is justifiable,
Okay.
but what I'm saying is we're not there by force. Otherwise, we would be
We're not-
warring with those governments. We're not warring with the governments. They want us
But
there.
you're warring with the people. So
We are
do
warring
you
with
believe that
terrorists.
do you believe that there are unjust governments?
Of course there are.
Okay, so
Yes.
therefore the governments wanting you there does not necessarily make them just in wanting you.
Right. So what I'm saying,
Cool.
let's first start
we
criticizing
agree on
the
that?
governments
Hang
that
on.
are bringing somebody there that you say isn't wanted there.
Okay, cool. I criticize those governments too, just like, I criticize force in general. So we can agree on a lot of things. Now, what I would like to say is I was born to an Anglican mother and a Catholic father, raised Christian. A person like you actually knows far more about the Bible than me, far more about the Quran. And what I find disturbing is that you don't take that knowledge to find similarities that can breed peace. Instead, you preach hate. To me, you represent...
Needed awareness.
Awareness, you can call it awareness, you can call it whatever you want. To me, you represent the same part of Christianity that is represented by ISIS when it comes to the Muslim world. There are other Muslims
at risk.
Pardon?
Let's look at that because I hear that quite a bit, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's look at that mentality that you're presenting right now. That you would equate a person standing in a public forum, allowing a public discourse with somebody taking a sword and murdering men, women, and children. Is that really how you view these things?
I view the use of intelligence, which I believe you have, and an understanding of religious texts, which I believe you had, which I believe you have, to incite kind of hatefulness towards someone else, as similar to inciting hatefulness towards someone else that leads to violence. I believe that the two are very similar.
Okay, now let's look at the things I want you to hate.
Whether or not you're leading to violence.
Well, hold on,
is to
let's
be
look at the things I want you to hate. I want you to hate an ideology that sanctifies rape, murder, plundering, pillaging, torturing, forced conversions, the destruction of property, the destruction of lives, child molestation, slavery, discrimination, bigotry. Hold on a second. This is what I want you to hate. Why do you find that offensive?
Yeah.
Because those are all things that Christians have also kind of.
I didn't ask that. That's called a two-quote argument. Now, here's the difference. Show me that in the Judeo-Christian scriptures, and I'll show you in the Quran. Ready?
As I said before, my understanding of the Quran and my understanding of Christianity are far less than yours.
So then why don't you reserve your criticism until you get more educated?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I say one
Because what
quick
I'm
thing.
presenting are facts.
Okay.
They're not opinions.
Well,
And people...
they're interpretations of the facts.
Can I say one quick thing?
Okay.
This kind of
You can interpret history.
this kind of reminds me of something that Obama said. I'm sure this guy loves Obama. You know what Obama said? Our Muslim communist president. He said that Christian and Catholic education should be eliminated because it's divisive.
You, sir, are basically discrediting this person for bringing relatively intentional.
I'm discrediting you.
Not really. With what you just said. you
Is
went on a
that
completely
not
different-
true that you like Obama? And that's what Obama said. Christian and Catholic education should be eliminated because it causes divisiveness. And half of you here don't know it, but it just happens to be that Obama is both a Muslim and a communist, just like his father. Also an anti-colonialist. You know what an anti-colonialist is? That's someone who hates colonial powers like America, France, and England, feeling that they have gone in and raped, robbed, and pillaged these poor and backward nations. And as far as they're concerned, the only way to make things right is that we must give back what we have stolen. And that's what Obama is trying to accomplish.
Okay, I do not approve of this message. No, I'm kidding. I agree with some of what he says, but not everything.
It's because you don't know about the rest of it.
Right, I'm just a...
Well, you're more knowledgeable on Islam. I'm more knowledgeable on Obama.
I'm not here to fight IQs with you.
I specialize in that. I know so many things about Obama that 9 out of 10 of you don't know, that it's pathetic. And
Folks,
you all need to wake
you
the
don't know
hell
anything
up.
about Obama.
Folks,
You
this is
need
not
to wake the hell up.
Take him home.
He needs to get you off the mic because you're discrediting everything
She
that
said
he's
you don't
saying.
know anything about
Well, he's not
Obama.
representing me. Here's the things, folks. I'm turning down the wrong mics. I'm just one guy with a big mouth that sits out here and encourages intellectual discourse. That's it. I don't necessarily endorse or agree with everything that comes out of that side of the mic, even if I consider them friends. We all have our own individual opinions. I'm presenting my worldview and challenging yours. If you think I'm wrong, mistaken, lying, or otherwise about something I'm presenting, I want to be corrected. I'm serious. I'll give you my email address. You can email me, or you can come out here any other Friday or Saturday night. Actually, go to, what's that thing called? Twitter. And you can follow me on Twitter and get an update of when I'll be out here, because I don't always make it. Go to truthdefenders.com. Click that little bird on there and then follow Twitter, however that works. And I'll tell you when I'm out here.